Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu is hosting a dialogue with gender-based violence survivors and religious leaders in Middleburg. It comes at a time when the country is battling the COVID-19 pandemic, which has also seen a spike in gender violence and femicide. It's hoped the dialogue will map a way forward on how the country can better deal with the scourge. Let's now get an update from Middleburg from my colleague Siphephile Kunene, who's standing by for us. Thanks very much, Siphephile. What's happening where you are?
Thank you, Nampu. Where we are, the Minister of Social Development, Lindiwe Zulu, is visiting different places where these gender-based violence and femicide victims stay, and they are kept, and they are given ideas on which they can keep living despite what had happened to them in the past, to make sure that they are empowered and make sure that they see beyond the hurt and they live their lives without necessarily going back to where they were before. And we also visited some of the places that were donating food, blankets and other things that were needed by these women during the COVID-19 in these homes. Where we are standing now is one of the places where these women were kept. Minister Lindiwe Zulu will tell us more about that.
Thank you very much again for the opportunity. We are visiting a place for the elderly, actually. This one is for the elderly, and then we're going to go to the other one, which is a shelter for abused women. Remember that the Department of Social Development is also responsible not only for the shelters of abused women, but it is also responsible for some shelters for the elderly. And the issue that we also want to raise about the elderly is the fact that they are also abused. In many instances, they are emotionally abused, they are physically abused, and therefore they have to be removed from the abusive environment, and it's our responsibility as a department. What is also good here is that it's not only just the Department of Social Development. As you can see there, it's St. Joseph Parish Church. We partner with NPOs and NGOs so that they are also able to assist us in taking care of the elderly. This is why we are visiting here right now.
Let's talk to the money that comes from government to help such places. You understand today you're going to hand over a check.
Yes, we're handing over a check, not to this one. We're handing over a check to an NPO that deals with gender-based violence. Remember that President Cyril Ramaphosa made the announcement that the CARA funds, which are the funds from proceeds of crime, have to be distributed by government. And government is doing that through the National Development Agency, which is part of social development. So we are going to be giving the check later on in the day.
How much money has been invested so far? How much money has the government given towards that?
Well, we've just started with the CARA funds, and I think we've been giving 300,000 per organization. So far, we've only given in the Free State about 3 organizations, in KZN also about 3, and we are going to give another 3 here.
Now, let's talk to the gender violence and femicide issues that we are facing. There's a lot of women, especially around this area, that find themselves even killing their children because of their jilted love, that their lovers have left them. How bad is it, and what are you doing as a department to ensure that you empower them?
As a department, we have preventative measures, but let me tell you, we can have very good preventative measures that are written down, that are adopted by us as a department. But if that is not being implemented at a local level, for instance, the increase of your social workers who are supposed to talk to these people long before they get to the edge or the brink of committing either suicide and killing their children. That's why we make the call to our communities. Let us work with each other. Let us protect each other. Let's see and hear when the screams are there and not close our ears and our eyes.
Thank you so much, Minister. That was Minister Lindiwe Zulu from the Department of Social Development explaining their journey today here in Middleburg.
Siphephile.